something happened in history for 100 years. So right now they just talk something like make the people get more angry about something happened in the past. And we are just refugee from Vietnam. We are Vietnamese. We don't involve in anything here. We just come here as a victim, and we become a victim too. So.
Key and Bexley here with the counter signal outside of the Calgary Vietnamese Alliance Church. This is not a Catholic church, but that doesn't seem to matter anymore. This is the latest church to fall victim to left-wing terrorists in this country. The greatest threat facing this nation right now, it's not white supremacists or right-wing extremists as Justin Trudeau and Bill Blair and the Calgary police will have you believe. It's left-wing terrorists burning down church after church, regardless of their affiliation or who is in them, who worships in them, or what they've done in the past. Left-wing extremists are burning down everything. And that includes this church that was a congregation of refugees from Vietnam. It started just late last night at 7 p.m. and is one of about a dozen churches in Canada right now to have been attacked. And there will be more because there's no coordinated effort to protect these churches. Now, Jason Kenney, the Premier of Alberta, has been the only politician in this country to call this what it is, terrorism. Jason Kenney knows what terrorism is. He was the Minister of Defense at one point, and he fought against that, and he can identify that. But for some reason, the current government and the current Minister of Defense and the current Prime Minister won't call it what it is. They'll say that, well, maybe residential schools were bad and these churches might have had a hand in it, so you have to sort of look at it in context. And the Calgary police will say the exact same thing. The Calgary police will blame them. They're victim blamers. I would hate to see what they would say to a rape victim. Maybe they would blame her for the clothes that she was wearing. The Calgary police tweeted, I'm referring to a tweet where they said that, well, the church was burnt down, of course, but don't you know that residential schools have caused trauma? It's an absolute disgrace. The Calgary police are a disgrace, and politicians right now are a disgrace for not calling this what it is.
Yeah, I heard in the news that many other churches were on fire too, not only our church. So I just worry that because we are refugee Vietnamese, we come from Vietnam, escape Vietnam to come here, we get more freedom to live, and we think that it is a good country. And now it happened in our church. We just passed the COVID, we come back, stop live stream, and we must serve it offline the first day, and then it happened like this, and we think that maybe it's not safe to be here in Canada compared to Vietnam. Maybe never happened like that. The government might shut the church down, but they never burn the church like this. So I don't know what happened, but I think somebody burned the church because it's not only to our church, but many other too.
What do you think the government or police should do to protect churches at a time when they're being burned down across the country with little to no regard of what kind of church they are even? I mean, you're not a Catholic church. Yeah. You didn't run residential schools.
Yeah. But we have a cross. We look like Catholic, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they made mistake on that, but I don't know what the reason. Now I don't know exactly, but
how do you protect your church? How do others protect their church? What needs to be done?
I think that they should have more people to help to protect the church, and they don't say that, they don't blame us, they don't something happened in history for 100 years. So right now they just talk something like make the people get more angry about something happened in the past, and we are just refugee from Vietnam. We are Vietnamese. We don't involve in anything here. We just come here as a victim, and we become a victim too. So that.
Well, thank you so much for your time. And I'm so sorry to hear what happened. It's just awful. Christians are being persecuted right now by left-wing terrorists. It is a horrible thing that is happening right now. Refugees used to come to Canada to have some sort of sanctuary and protection, but now those very refugees are being targeted by left-wing extremists, left-wing terrorists, who for some reason are not being held accountable by the federal government, and police services seem to be making excuses for their actions. It's a disgrace what's going on here in Calgary, and I'm going to keep you up to date. You can follow along at thecountersignal.com.